Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the show that, well, we try to cut through the noise and get you straight to the insights you need fast. If you've sensed that growing conversation around mental health, maybe noticed more people talking openly about seeking support, well, you're definitely not alone. You want to be informed, right? To get the essentials quickly, maybe have those aha moments without wading through tons of articles. That's exactly what we're doing today. We are doing a deep dive into something really crucial, but often pretty complex, the whole landscape of mental health services. We're talking costs, services, and your rights as a patient, specifically here in Lakewood, looking at 2025. And it feels like a really key moment because honestly, mental health awareness in Lakewood, it's just surged this year. We're seeing unprecedented levels of people reaching out. Okay, so let's unpack this. Starting with just the range of support that's actually out there. It might surprise you, I think, how diverse it really is. It goes way beyond what many people probably expect. You've got licensed therapists, experts really, offering guidance for, well, a whole spectrum of challenges.
Things like anxiety, depression, relationship issues, work stress, emotional difficulties, even trauma recovery. And it's not just the classic sit-on-the-couch session anymore. You've got in-person, sure, but online sessions are huge now, too, widely accessible. When we talk about the types of therapy, we're really focusing on what's called evidence-based care. So approaches that are actually proven to work. Like for couples, maybe marriage counseling. Popular choices are things like emotionally focused therapy, EFT they call it, and the Gottman method. Both really designed to help with communication, rebuilding trust, that kind of thing.
Yeah, those are really well established for couples.
If it's anxiety or depression, you'll hear a lot about cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and also mindfulness-based approaches. Very effective tools.
Definitely standard, effective practices there.
For trauma and PTSD, that gets more specialized. You have things like EMDR,
Eye movement desensitization and reprocessing.
right? Helps process traumatic memories using eye movements, and also somatic experiencing techniques.
That focuses more on the body, like releasing physical tension patterns held from trauma. It's about creating really safe environments for healing.
Right, safety is key there. Even for something like anger management, therapists often use cognitive behavioral techniques, helping you spot triggers, build healthier coping skills. And beyond those specifics, you have the broader categories. Individual therapy, which includes specialized stuff for teens, or ADHD plus family therapy, even group therapy sessions.
What's really compelling here, I think, is not just all the variety, but that strong emphasis you mentioned on evidence-based care tailored to your unique needs. That really signals a big shift towards, effective treatment that's actually personalized.
Personalized, right, not just a template.
Exactly. But, for listeners who might feel a bit overwhelmed by all these options, how do you make sure you're really getting evidence-based care tailored to you and not just like a generic approach?
It's a really good question. How do you ensure that?
Well, it really comes down to the therapist's process. They should be asking really detailed questions about your specific life, your symptoms, not just kind of slotting you into a general box.
Makes sense.
So, like with anxiety, a tailored approach might use specific CBT techniques for panic attacks versus, say, generalized worry. They're looking for what you need.
Not one size fits all.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
And speaking of tailored care and accessibility, that's where online therapy has become such a game changer.
Yeah, the convenience factor.
Yeah, huge. It's convenience, it's reach, it's remarkable. You can get care from home, secure video sessions, messaging support. It fits into busy lives much more easily.
Okay, so we've kind of mapped out the landscape of support. Lots of options, lots of approaches, but let's be real. The biggest hurdle for so many people, it's often the money side of things.
Yeah.
You might be sitting there thinking, okay, but can I actually afford this?
Yeah.
So let's get into the costs now, because what we found might genuinely surprise you, might be more accessible than you think. What's really insightful about the costs in Lakewood for 2025, it's not just the price tags themselves, but the range, the accessibility range. So, okay, individual therapy, maybe a standard 45, 50-minute session, might run you $120 to $280. That sounds like a lot.
Seem daunting up front, yeah.
But look at the whole spectrum. Specialized trauma therapy, $130 to $300. Couples counseling, often a bit longer, maybe $150 to $350. But here's where it gets really interesting, the sort of hidden gem for affordability. Group therapy. Often as low as $40 to $80 a session.
That's significantly lower.
Right. And online therapy, too, can start around $80, maybe up to $200. So the takeaway for me is that professional help isn't just some luxury item anymore. It's increasingly designed with different budgets in mind. That feels like a major shift.
It really does. It broadens access considerably.
Now, the million-dollar question, insurance. What are we seeing there? Well, the good news is most plans, we're talking over 75% coverage, seem to be widely accepted, and with pretty reasonable copays, usually in that $10 to $50 range.
That's manageable for many.
Yeah, like a group therapy copay could be just $10, $25. Individual sessions, maybe $20, $40. Online therapy, perhaps $15, $35. Now, some plans, maybe 30, 75% coverage, they'll have higher out-of-pocket costs. And this is where couples counseling sometimes falls. It seems to have more limited coverage on maybe 30% of plans, so copays could jump to $40, $80.
So knowing your specific plan is key there.
Absolutely critical. And it's good to know the major players are generally accepted. Blue Cross, Blue Shield, Aetna, Cigna, United Healthcare, and Medicaid too.
Okay, so if we connect this back to the bigger picture, understanding these costs, the insurance details up front, it's just crucial. It helps manage expectations, lets you access care without feeling totally overwhelmed by the finances.
Right, no sticker shock later.
Exactly. But beyond just traditional insurance, what's equally important, I think, are the alternative payment options. These really open things up.
Like what?
Well, many providers offer sliding scale fees. So income-based reduced rates, maybe $50 to $120 a session if you qualify.
Okay, that helps.
Definitely. And if you're thinking of self-pay, there are often perks. Maybe a 10–15% discount if you pay in advance, package deals for buying multiple sessions, sometimes student or senior discounts too.
Good to know.
And flexible payment plans are common now, monthly installments, and they often accept health savings accounts, HSAs, or flexible spending accounts, FSAs.
Right, using those pre-tax dollars.
Exactly. And here's a real hidden gem that honestly lots of people overlook: employee assistance programs. EAPs.
EAPs.
Yes. Many employers right here in Lakewood actually provide like 3 to 8 free therapy sessions through their EAP.
Free sessions. People need to know that.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
always worth checking with your HR department. Seriously.
Good tip. And what about how long therapy usually takes?
It varies a lot, you know. Short term might be 8–12 sessions for a really specific issue. Medium term, maybe 12–24 sessions for something like depression. Long term could be 24 sessions or more, often for complex trauma or ongoing conditions. And then there's just ongoing support, like monthly maintenance sessions. That's pretty common too.
Okay, so this naturally brings us to a really empowering part of all this.
Yeah.
Your legal rights, your protections. And this feels like a genuine game changer for a lot of people thinking about seeking care. In 2025, Lakewood is strictly following federal mental health parity laws. Now, what does that actually mean?
It's fundamental, really.
Yeah. The real power of these laws isn't just saying equal coverage. It's like, it's the legal force ensuring your insurance company has to treat a mental health crisis, say severe depression or anxiety, with the same financial urgency and support as, like, a broken leg.
Exactly. Same deductibles, same copays, no unfair limits on sessions compared to physical health.
It just levels the playing field.
Yeah.
Makes mental wellness a right, not some kind of negotiable extra benefit.
Precisely. It combats that historical discrimination in coverage.
And building on that, telehealth regulations. They've expanded even more in Lakewood for 2025. You can now see licensed therapists through secure video platforms, fully covered by insurance, making care just so much more accessible.
Huge for accessibility.
But, okay, practically speaking, what do these laws mean for someone, sitting at home, maybe hesitant, thinking about reaching out?
That's the crucial question, right? What does it mean for you? Well, this legal framework, it creates a much more equitable and frankly secure path to getting support. For starters, patient confidentiality. It's strict, governed by HIPAA and state laws. This means your conversations, your diagnosis, even just the fact you're in therapy. It's legally protected. It cannot be shared without your explicit written consent, except
There are exceptions, right?
very specific, limited exceptions, usually involving imminent danger, like a serious, credible threat to yourself or someone else. That's basically it.
Okay, so privacy is strongly protected.
Very strongly. Also, it's vital to know. All therapists must be properly licensed in Lakewood. This isn't just red tape. It means extensive education, supervised training, ongoing professional development. It ensures a standard of quality care.
Right, they're qualified professionals.
Exactly. And just to reiterate those 2025 insurance requirements, the regulations ensure mental health parity. That makes therapy genuinely more affordable for people across the board here.
So the system is really designed to protect your privacy and ensure you're getting quality care.
That's the intent, yes.
Okay, so we have all this info, services, costs, rights. How do you actually, find the right person? the right therapist for you. It can still feel like a really big step just starting that search.
It absolutely can.
A good place to start, maybe, is searching by the condition or the specialty you need help with.
Yes, definitely.
Whether it's anxiety, trauma, relationship stuff. Find professionals who actually have expertise there. And you can often filter searches too, right? By language, gender, cultural background, even session format, online or in person. Helps you find someone you might feel more comfortable with.
Those filters are incredibly helpful for personalizing the search.
And transparency seems key. Look for therapist profiles that have, like, genuine reviews, clear pricing, and really spell out which insurance plans they take.
Absolutely. No surprises later.
Yeah. And for people who need help fast, it's good to know many therapists actually offer same-day or next-day appointments for urgent situations. And for routine appointments, most people can get scheduled within, 1 or 2 weeks.
Generally, yes, that seems to be the standard time frame now. But ultimately, finding the right fit, it's about comfort and trust just as much as their expertise, maybe even more so.
That connection.
Exactly. These tools, the filters, the profiles, they help you personalize that search. Find someone who really understands your needs. It's such a personal journey, right? Finding someone you actually connect with is just as vital as their qualifications on paper.
So true.
And on that note, it feels really important to mention a critical resource. If you or someone you know is ever in emotional distress or having thoughts of suicide, please know help is available. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline offers free, confidential help 24/7. You can call or text 988 anytime.
Okay, 988. That's vital information. Thank you. So let's try and wrap up our deep dive today. What have we learned? Well, Lakewood offers this really wide array of evidence-based mental health services. Individual, couples, specialized trauma support, anger management, lots of options.
The really broad spectrum.
We've explored the costs and, crucially, the many ways to pay, showing it's often more affordable than you might think, with insurance parity, sliding scales, EAPs.
Making it much more accessible.
And, just as important, we've highlighted the strong legal protections now in place. Those mental health parity laws, the expanded telehealth rules, they ensure your access and your privacy in 2025.
Real safeguards for patients.
Yeah, it really feels like there's a compassionate team of licensed mental health experts here in Lakewood, genuinely ready to support you towards better mental health, a more fulfilling life.
Absolutely. And, this whole deep dive, it really shows how much the mental health care landscape has evolved here in Lakewood, especially looking at 2025.
Yeah.
It's gone from maybe a niche concern to something much more like a broadly accessible right. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
With this increased awareness, these stronger legal and financial frameworks, how will communities like Lakewood continue to transform their approach looking ahead?
Interesting point.
And maybe what role could your newfound understanding, listening today, what role could that play in helping to destigmatize things further, maybe advocating for others in the future?
Powerful thoughts to leave us with. Food for thought, indeed. We really encourage you to explore further based on everything we've discussed today. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.